Hey girl, hey. Welcome back to Let's Talk About It with me, your host, Sha Monet, navigating life as a black girl in her 20s. Today, we're wrapping up the Girling 101 series with a topic that is so necessary: saving money by doing your own maintenance at home. As we all know, self-care can get expensive. The hair, nails, waxing sessions, all of that adds up. And honestly, I didn't always have the money to keep up with those things, but I still wanted, to look good and feel good. I know a lot of people are all about the convenience of paying someone else to do it. And hey, I get it. But if you're like me and you want to save a few coins, learning how to do these things at home can be a game changer. So I'm going to share how I keep knowing my nails, hair, and overall appearance on a budget. Plus some tips for those of you who might be intimidated by the DIY life. Let's get into it. So, let's talk about nails first. So, I used to spend upwards to $70 for a dip or acrylic manicure. Nowadays, people pay up to like $300 for one set of nails, and they're beautiful. But who has the kind of money just sitting in the bank waiting to be spent? I want to know what y'all do for a living at this point. um, and $70 was a lot for me. I mean, yeah, it was a lot. I was like 20, only making probably like shit 35, 40,000 a year. I can't remember, but that was I was okay, but that was a lot. Um, but I started looking into DIY options, and I started ordering acrylic kits and dip powder kits online. And let me tell you, practice makes perfect. I quickly learned that the DIY acrylic wasn't for me. And I don't know, maybe if I tried it again, being where I'm at, it would be better. But that little like $10 kids acrylic kit from Walmart I had a hard time with that. But I now know, watching like nail techs like play around with it on TikTok, that that kid set you up for failure. Anyways, but nowadays I do like a Gel X dupe system. It's so much easier than acrylic and dip. I use the model ones. It's an I don't know what you even call that. Like they sell like gel polish and all of that stuff. A nail company. I don't know the proper terminology, but I use their base coat and top coat with full cover nail tips I get from Amazon. And you can get like 500 tips for like $12 on there. And the kits come with like a variety of like nail sizes to like, so you have like your right fit that fits sidewall to sidewall. I do know that term. But anyways, I can get at least 10 to 15 full set of nails before I need to do like a restock of like gel polish or nail tips and stuff. Compare that to, I guess like on average nowadays for like a regular gel set, like $70 per salon visit. And we're talking hundreds, if not thousands, if you pay that 300 for a nail set and get them done every 2 weeks or whatever the hell. Um, yeah, that's like thousands a year. Plus I get to do them on my own time and in the comfort of my own home. Like that gives luxury to me. I don't know about I don't know. You may have a different opinion. Anyways, let's move on to hair. And I'm gonna be a little shady when I say some of these things. Unapologetically. um so hair's my favorite topic. I've been natural for what feels like forever. And let's address the stigma that natural hair is hard to do. Y'all, be fucking for real. You got hairstylists out here blending lace fabric into the stocking cap or like the start of like your forehead and matching Brazilian bundles to 4C hair textures. If I ever seen a magician, it is a hairstylist, a hairdresser nowadays. Because that takes some real skill. And I feel like if you can take the time to like learn how to slay a lace front, you can definitely style the hair that grows out of your own scalp. And I'm not one of those people that like preaches like, oh my God, you should wear your natural hair all the time, yada yada yada. I'm not one of them people. But what I'm saying is that if you can take time to watch YouTube videos and go to these classes and these seminars and learn how to melt lace, and lace is fabric, then I don't want to hear that, oh my God, natural hair is so tough, blah, blah, blah. Girl, be for real. That's so crazy to me. When I first went natural and cut my hair off in the 12th grade, I was using the most affordable hair care products on the market. Cantu, Lotta Body, and Eco Styler Gel. And guess what? They worked. I saw someone on TikTok saying, and I might have said this in a episode or two ago, but she was like, you can't maintain your natural hair buying inexpensive products from the drugstore. I was like, huh? Like what? Like what do you mean? Because that's what I was using. And I love Lottie Body now. I use them till this day. By the way, I just dyed my hair to like this like auburn color, but before that, I was blonde. And I'll be blonde again in a few more weeks too, because I miss it already. But before dyeing my hair blonde, I was using those products, and then I switched over to Olaplex. Only because when you bleach your hair, you're stripping your hair of its like natural barrier. You're moving like all like that. I don't know if melanin is the right term for it, but you're like you're bleaching your hair. Bleach is harsh. It's so harsh on your strands. It opens up your cuticles, oh my God, I'm stuttering. And I'm not deleting this. You're opening up your cuticle, which makes your hair more prone to breakage and damage. That's why I use Olaplex. But even with that, like a little goes a long way. So it's like you're getting your money's worth and your hair feels like silk. I feel like whenever you like dye your hair, is when you need to like take it up a notch. But don't ever let nobody tell you that using what's available to you is not good enough. Because it's all about how you apply things. Like people do drugstore beads all the time, and what works for someone may not work for someone else, but it all depends on how you're applying these products in the order. And yeah, I don't like to see that stupid shit on the internet. It's crazy to me. It's like it's discouraging. You know, for people who are already like struggling, and to hear that you have to use only the products that they recommend. I get it. Influence. But let's not overcomplicate things that don't need to be overcomplicated. Okay? I posted a video to my TikTok on my hair. Kind of love it. I hated it earlier. I like it though. Anyways, moving on. So, shaving and eyebrow maintenance. When it comes down to eyebrows or whatnot, one thing I do like to do is like tint my eyebrows at home. And I often use like a box dye. Sometimes I'll opt for like the really cheap dye. I forgot who makes it. I think it's like Revlon. Revlon is like $2 or $3 a box of like hair dye. Maybe it's gone up with inflation, but it's still relatively cheap. That or Bigen. Bigen. It's like, it's Bigen. They have like powder dyed in like a little tube. And what I like about that versus like the Revlon is for your hair. So it's like one application bottle type stuff. But with the other one, it's like a powder that you activate using water. And you can use that to tint your eyebrows at home. And it lasts like a couple of days depending on like how often you like, I don't know, do things with your face. Like for me, it only lasts like 2 or 3 days because I'm like washing my face like thoroughly and applying makeup. I put makeup on my eyebrows no matter if I DIY tint it or not. And excuse me if like this podcast seems all over the place. I kind of miss ranting, so I'm not really referencing my nose a whole bunch. This is like off and dome my genuine thoughts. I do have an outline, but I feel like my longer episodes get more views. Anyways, moving on. Um, Shaving. So as far as shaving goes, I like to use Nair. A lot of people don't like it. Um, or what was that thing that went viral on TikTok? Like the magic shave powder, that stuff. I used that at one point in time, but I realized no matter how much I scrubbed, I was still really fucking ashy when I got out the shower. So I stopped using it, even though it's really cheap. It's like $2 for like a little can of it, and you just activate it with water. Um, but I'm like, with Nair, I'm not ashy. My skin feels great when I get out the shower. So $3 more for that. I was like, yeah, that's cool. But think about Nair can give you chemical burns. So if you're not careful, you could really irritate your skin. I recommend doing a patch test because I can use Nair on like larger areas of my body, like my legs, and even for like my arms, on like my shoulders, I can't use Nair, so I stop before I get to it because I would break out in like little hives. And sometimes, even putting it underneath my arms, it burns really, really bad. Just be careful. Do patch tests, but I opt for Nair or just using a men's razor to shave. And I have PCOS, so I do use like the face Nair on my face, and I tweeze regularly, and it keeps my facial hair at bay, and keeps my face nice and smooth. Um, Afterwards, I wash with the Dow bar soap for my face. Is antibacterial, and also honey, organic honey, not honey that's like loaded with with sugar and additives and stuff. But that's also, is it antibacterial? Whatever. It has like a lot of good properties. Look up using honey as a face wash. And when a little gets on your lips, it's like a little treat. um, and I hydrate. I just started using CeraVe because I'm using azelaic acid, which makes my skin really, really dry. I talked about that in like my updated skincare thing in my previous episode. Or Pond's dry skin moisturizer. It's really cheap. You can find it at Walmart or Target. And that works miracles for dry skin. So those are like my 2 recommendations for dry skin. Another thing I use in my skincare routine since I'm on it is a vitamin C serum that was like $11 on Walmart.com. Love vitamin C and sunscreen. Here's the thing. Doing your own maintenance isn't just about saving money. It's also like super empowering in a way. There's something satisfying about looking at your nails and your hair and your brows and knowing that I did that. It's even more rewarding when people give you compliments and you're able to say, oh, I did these at home. It's so nice. And you can take your time. You don't have to sit in a chair for hours getting a service done. I got my hair braided for the second time by somebody, and it took all damn day. I did not like that. I got in her chair at 7 and it didn't leave until 7 that night. And maybe it was just one bad experience, but I'm like, I could have did this shit at home in like 8 hours with me parting my hair. But yeah, I like it. And if you're new to the DIY life, my advice is to start small. Pick one thing, maybe it's nails, hair, and take your time learning. Watch plenty of tutorials. Go to YouTube. TikTok tutorials are really short, and sometimes it's hard to absorb a lot of information in 1 to 3 minutes. Go to YouTube and watch an in-depth tutorial. There's so many DIY girlies out there that you can learn things from. And maybe your hair, your nails don't look good the first couple of times, but you'll get better and it'll be worth it in the long run. So that's a wrap on the Girling 101 series. I hope this episode inspires you to take care of yourself and save some coins while you're at it. And remember, you don't need to spend a fortune to look and feel good. With a little practice and patience, you can handle your own maintenance and still serve looks. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Girling 101. If you love this series, let me know. Share this episode with a friend who might need some DIY inspo, and hit me up on social media to keep the conversation going. I think my next episode is gonna be maybe some like I guess they call like pop culture and drama. I recently binge watched Vanderpump Rules on Peacock over my holiday break, and I want to talk about that like a little bit and how it sort of corresponds with some experiences that I've had in my personal life. So if you're into that, stay tuned because that's going to be coming up really, 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 really soon. And until next time, take care of yourselves, keep glowing, and remember, you've got everything you need to shine. Bye, y'all.